Kuldeep Singh Sengar's case. What do you think? How much that case is important for our judicial system?
This case has created a lot of outrage among
Yes.
people.
Supreme Court has made a stay on the bail granted by the High Court.
Why this stage should have come?
Yeah.
Why this kind of an order should have come, which actually kind of overturns the conviction that has taken place.
Why the bail was granted at the first place by the High Court to Kuldeep Singh Sengar?
What the Supreme Court did is temporarily stayed it because it was going out of hand completely. There was
Kuldeep Singh Sengar's daughter also came forward. His father is not a convicted person, she said. She passed a statement online.
She was right that he is not convicted, but till the time the Supreme Court had stayed. So maybe she made the statement before the the Supreme Court had stayed it.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to India TV. I'm your host Aditi Adhikari. And as you all are very much aware that for many Indians, the last hope for fairness is Supreme Court. The cases that involve rape, murder or even citizenship, opinions are allowed but only the court decides. To understand that process better, we are here joined by Mr. Dinesh Jotwani, who is a Supreme Court lawyer with deep experience in criminal law and human rights. Hello sir, welcome to India TV.
Thank you so much, Aditi. Nice to be here.
Okay. And sir, first of all, of course, we will begin with Kuldeep Singh Sengar's case. Obviously, that has raised many questions against our Indian judicial system. What do you think? How much that case is important for our judicial system?
Yes, this case has created a lot of outrage among people. So it's not only will impact the legal system, but also I think the politics of the country, the community, the social fabric of the country depends on this judgment. As far as the facts of the case are concerned, it is clear cut that the offence did take place. But the way the trial was done, even before the trial was done, the accused got arrested and he again committed more offences. He was convicted also, but we see in the Honorable Delhi High Court judgment that was passed, it mentioned, it actually suspended the sentence on some very technical grounds. These are very technical grounds, and I think no emphasis or no, you cannot just stay the conviction based on these kind of facts. And finally, what happened in the Supreme Court, I know this order has been stayed, but at the same time, it really created a lot of outrage. Again, in limelight is our legal system, as you rightly said.
Yes, you are right. Yes.
Yeah.
And as you said that Supreme Court has made a stay on the bail granted by the High Court.
Yes.
How do you view that stay?
Yeah, that restores a little bit confidence in the judiciary, but why this stage should have come?
Yeah.
Why this kind of an order should have come, which actually kind of overturns the conviction that has taken place. It gives so many points in favor of the accused. It just, it touches the consciousness of humanity. And not only for our society as and our community, but as a nation also, it looks like we have failed.
Yes,
and right. all this happened because of the kind of legal system that we have.
And what do you think that people are confused? Why the bail was granted at the first place by the High Court to Kuldeep Singh Sengar?
As I mentioned that the judgment was, and I fortunately read the whole judgment. It based its decision on various technical points, that whether he was a public servant, he was not, whether POCSO can be included in the offence or not. So those kind of arguments were given to give him a bail. Okay. And if we read the judgment, I mean, it is maybe right on certain technical points, but it did not deliver the justice. It's not, and especially in such an important case that has jilted everyone. It has jilted the whole consciousness of the nation, and we are giving these technical reasons to grant him a bail. So I think what the Supreme Court did is temporarily stayed it because it was going out of hand completely. There was complete outrage, especially among the legal system, and especially among the women community, if you see the men community also. But there was palpable injustice that could be seen from that judgment.
Like yesterday, Kuldeep Singh Sengar's daughter also came forward, like for the first time, that his father is not a convicted person. She said, she passed a statement online. And what do you think that? What's your opinion on that? That will this statement affect Supreme Court's case?
Well, she was right in she was right that he is not convicted, but till the time the Supreme Court had stayed. So maybe she made the statement before the the Supreme Court had stayed it.
Yeah.
But at this point of time, he is a convicted person, of rape and murder, and this case is pending before the Delhi High Court and Supreme Court. Okay. So this statement is incorrect by his daughter.
Okay. As we're talking about women rape cases, we should also talk about women safety, right? Do you think that how effective it is considered that existing laws related to women's safety?
Existing laws on women's safety,
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the laws in the books are concerned, I think we have good laws, adequate laws, both in our Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, as well as if you see the Hindu marriage, the divorce cases, the Hindu Marriage Act and other disputes, Domestic Violence Act. So we have many laws which protect women, definitely. The problem comes in implementation, the problem comes in enforcement of those laws, the problem comes in the legal system, the problem comes, and I'll be candid with the judiciary, and I was telling somebody that the ratio of women judges to men judges is also very skewed. If you see, you need to have more women judges, more women lawyers to understand that sensitivity. Just making laws in favor of women won't suffice. How do you implement those laws? So there is a holistic approach that our society, that our government needs to see, and see how these can be implemented in a day-to-day life. Then only the whole idea of justice to women will prevail.
And now let's shift to marital rape, right? Do you think that marriage gives consent to doing rape for men?
No, my personal view is that there should be a provision for marital rape. Why not? And we were discussing a case from Mumbai where these husband and wife are separated for a number of years, and if once they meet, there is a rape by the husband on wife.
Okay.
Forcible rape, okay, but the man is acquitted because it's a marital. They were separated, but they were not divorced. So it's a marital rape.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So what? This went into law commission also, and they say the number of cases will increase. The wife will always say, "Oh, I was raped."
Yeah.
Okay. So one more case will start. Already the disputing husband and wife have 5 to 6 cases that go on child custody, domestic violence, divorce, maintenance. Now there will be a 6th one, rape. So in order to avoid that, this particular provision was not kept of marital rape. But ultimately, I think the courts should come to rescue and give some authoritative judgment, especially when husband and wife are living separately, they're declared separate, and then there should be no forcible rape on a wife. That's what my
Opinion
take is. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, like from a legal standpoint, what is more important or more dangerous for India, false accusations or real victims that never reach courtrooms?
False victims or?
False accusations or real victims that never reach courtrooms?
Well, that's a chicken and egg problem, I will say. Women don't complain because they think what will happen in the court. They will get maligned. There will be a trial of 4 to 5 years, so they don't go to the court and enforce their rights. They don't even file a complaint. So they remain silent on that. But if there is an effective decision, if the court even assures that there will be a fast track proceedings of completing in 6 months to 1 year, then the woman would absolutely go to court.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
right. Absolutely right.
But they don't want to linger on. They also want to move ahead in life. They may get married later on. With the rape case pending, maybe she doesn't get married later on. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a big dilemma for a victim at this moment, to file a complaint or not to file a complaint. And many of the victims just decide not to file a complaint, though they have been completely wronged. And many times there is a gang rape and they don't file a complaint.
Yeah.
Okay. So ultimately it boils down to the legal system. The fast delivery of system we have, the more awake a victim is, the more awake her family is, to take legal action. So I'm not going to blame victim for that if they don't go to court.
Because they don't want to stuck left
Correct.
behind in life, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And do you think there is a strict law against the drugs that people consume on a regular basis these days? That, as we can see, that youth and even including young generation's lawyers, we can see that they consume drugs on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's a big menace. We have seen recently a case in Delhi where a Nigerian citizen has been arrested from Tilak Nagar. He had multiple Aadhaar card and he would sell drugs online. That's because he had these. He would even go to social media and publicize it. And he was running a racket. And of course, the drugs are the biggest sin that we can do. This problem was in Punjab. It is still there in Punjab, but more and more happening in Delhi also. And it completely ruins a generation. The drugs, to come out of the drugs is another decade or even more. And during that time, man does not progress economically, socially, in the community, and physically, health-wise, he's completely gone. We've seen mushrooming of drug rehabilitation center here in Noida itself, in Delhi itself. And why this is happening is because there is a free flow of drugs, not only from outside India, but also there is a local grown plantation that is taking place, which actually is meant for pharma industry, but is being consumed by our young generation. So it's a bad menace.
But how we can make the strict law against this kind of activity?
See, I would say the NDPS Act that we have is very already very strict in terms of imprisonment, minimum 10 years of imprisonment if you have more than 50 grams with you. So there are benchmarks in cases of drugs, but again, like other laws, how do you implement it? There are provisions that you won't get the bail, but the courts are giving bail in NDPS cases also. And sometimes the court says, okay, this may be a victim herself or himself who is taking the drugs, somebody else. The person who supplies the drug, has to be the main culprit, not the person who consumes it.
Yeah.
So our NDPS Act does take care of it, but at the same time, the courts are coming out with different kind of judgments, which will give perhaps relaxation to the person who is consuming it. Give another chance in life. But the supplier of these drugs should be not only arrested, but should be maybe deported from the country.
Yes, you're right.
If that can happen.
Yes, absolutely right. And also, that is a very debatable topic on the internet and everywhere, that does justice in India still favor the rich and influential over the poor and vulnerable people?
Well, that statement is correct, but let me tell you, that statement is correct everywhere in the world.
Yeah,
so if you see in US, if you see in US who wins the case, all these big companies, the Googles and the Microsofts, they're all winning the cases. Okay, so this anomaly is there in most of the legal system, that it favors the rich. The courtroom system is such. But at the same time, what is happening in India is not only it favors the rich, but sometimes it also favors because of corruption.
Yeah.
So that's even sad, that it is people are not getting justice just because somebody knows someone is relative of somebody. someone has been a friend or a batchmate or a classmate. So those kind of anomaly are also, I will say, one kind of favoring the rich at the end of the time. So on one side we have a skewed legal system where women are not represented, the minorities, the social justice is not there, and on the other side we have rich and powerful lawyers who are taking lakhs of rupees per hearing. Okay, and so how do you balance all that? I think at the end of the day our judiciary needs to take conscious decisions which are in favor of justice than in favor of big lawyers and or law firms.
Rich people.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. That is the reality of our country.
That is the reality.
Yeah. And what do you think? There is a big issue India faces, that is immigration also. Which laws are currently applicable in India regarding illegal immigrants?
Oh, there are many. I mean, the CAA, the Citizenship Amendment Act, is the biggest one. The Foreign Act, the FRRO actually looks into the illegal immigrants. Now we have in the Election Commission doing a survey, SIR it is called, to look at the immigration problem, and that is at the mass level. So if an illegal illegal citizen has been caught in India, there are various provisions. He can be deported under the Indian laws, and the law is absolutely fully equipped. The problem comes with a lot of politicization. Political parties do not want that to happen because of the vote bank that each party has. So they would like a concentration of people who may not be from India. So there was an example, this drug peddler having 6 to 7 or more Aadhaar card with him. So you can make an Aadhaar card of anyone who comes from Nepal or Bangladesh, and this is where we have problems in our election system, we have problems in our criminal system, we have problem in our justice system, and we have a problem in our enforcement system, because enforcement
we have so many problems, but what is the solution behind it?
I think the solution is evident. We need to have more law enforcement, we need to have more judges. Legal system should be an emphasis for this government. Okay, if we look internationally, we are the lowest one in terms of number of judges to the population ratio. Okay, even behind Bangladesh. In terms of enforcement of contract, we are like 145 or 148 now country out of all the UN 165 countries. So problem is to now give emphasis to the justice, to the legal system that we have. Okay, enforcement, you have a lot of enforcement, you have a lot of officers, police, paramilitary forces to enforce law, but what about to do justice?
Yes.
That perhaps needs to be more focused for this government, to increase the number of judges. And judges doesn't mean just increasing the judges. The education part also needs to be done. The infrastructure part needs to be done. Bring in more IT tools. This has happened from last 3-4 years. I see a lot of IT change in the court infrastructure, but at the same time we need more judges. At the end of the day, who will give the judges? It's not just 35-40 judges sitting in the Supreme Court of India can't deliver justice for the whole country. It has to be done at the district level, at a taluka level. We need to have more and more judicial officers, educated one. And ultimately it boils down to legal education and education among people itself that can transfer. So this is
and that is the most important part, that educated people should be there.
Correct, correct.
And not corrupted.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah.
And from a legal perspective, how do you see the rise in cybercrime?
Oh, let me tell you, our practice has increased a lot.
Yeah.
And we represent a lot of victims, whether it's a crypto fraud. So we are representing in Delhi High Court, we have filed a writ against a very big crypto company. You could see that you have $1 million in your wallet, but when you cash out, there's nothing in your. So these crypto wallets are one, and then there are um, digital arrest. Again, we got a case of digital arrest where old couple were kept in house. It was told that there is a case against them, there is a summon against them by authorities, and they will be put behind bars. So they have to remain in a room for a number of days. Their children were not living with them, so they had to suffer that. And lot of money was actually swindled away. Then there is a new romance scam that is happening. In romance scam, a pretty girl will come online and she's first on a dating site, and we have two victims actually, and they are not Indians. They've been cheated by Indian girls.
Okay.
But if you see the romance scam, they will come on video. First they will advertise themselves on a matrimonial site or a dating site, whatever, and then they will start conversation, and then they will come, and then they will say, oh, I am coming to USA, give me money for this, my mother is being treated. So all kind of excuses for a year they will give, and they will swindle away a lot of money. So I actually went on behalf of one of the victims to the cyber police station, and the cop there said, वकील साहब ये देखिए 50 लोग पहले बैठे हुए हैं कंप्लेंट करने के लिए.
Okay.
So these cyber complaints cells are completely full. I said my firm is also today only I got a case where this very senior person in an organization got swindled of $1 million. Okay. He had money in Hong Kong and he gave it to these people, saying that they have a crypto, they have an investment plan, and slowly in 1 year he gave $1 million to them.
But he didn't.
When he was checking out his money from the wallet, it said zero.
Okay.
And they're still in touch. And these cyber criminals are so smart, and they're international.
They play with your mind.
They play with you. So he said, I'm still in touch with these cyber criminals. They say invest more, and but nobody is able to track them. They're either calling from Hong Kong or they're calling from Singapore. He doesn't even know. They don't sound like Indian girls who are asking for investments. So all kind of digital scam or a cyber crime is taking place on the net, and I would advise everyone to be very, very careful of somebody asking for investments.
Okay.
So that's very important for us. All of us.
And also, you are talking about cybercrime, and what role does social media play in solving cases?
I don't know whether solving, but it creates a lot of cases.
Chaos. Okay.
Yeah. Most of these victims meet their perpetrator on social media itself. So they come on, say, dating site, they come on Facebook, and they lure you. So I think social media is not solving this problem. It is creating
one.
It is creating this problem.
Okay.
In fact, social media is adding to the complete chaos that is happening.
Okay.
Right.
And also, in the present time, what do you consider to be the biggest legal challenge facing the country?
I think the biggest legal challenge our country is facing is the legal system itself. Okay. We have more than 1.5 million cases that are pending in different courts across the country, and people are not able to get the justice. It's very difficult to get a judge's attention in a day. He's looking at, I don't blame them. They are human beings at the end of the day. If you listen to 40 cases, 45 cases in a day, you can't do justice. You will end up giving a date. On any of the ground, you will end up giving the date. So it's not judge's fault, it's the whole legal system, whether it's law enforcement, it's public prosecution that is happening, the investigation part of it, the legal lawyers as me, part of this legal system, the judiciary, everything needs to be revamped. And I think this government is very strong, and we think only this government can change it at this particular point of time. But as of now, I think this is what I feel is the biggest challenge that we have. Every agency has gone out of control.
And as we can see that political leaders are doing so many, are accused, are convicted. Still, they are roaming around freely. Like we can see Asharam Bapu, Ram Rahim, and even Nithari Kant, we can see that. So how that happens?
Well, that's the legal system again, because you are not able to deliver judgment in 1 year, or maybe take it 1.5 years maximum. If your case is pending from 10 years, they will get the bail. They have their life. When their son is sick or their wife dies, they go out on a payroll for a long time. Some people run away from Nepal border, but at the same time, we've seen a lot of fugitives going out of India. Ultimately, there's a lot of all that is happening because of the delays in the trial and delay in the court system that we have. I think that needs to improve, and
Yes.
ultimately it boils down to education, more number of judges, and speedy justice for everyone. So we, globally speaking, we are one of the lowest in enforcement of contracts today. So if I give you a check of 1 lakh rupees for the services, and that gets dishonored, you won't be able to get it back. So where is the justice happening?
You're right.
Yeah, people get tired going to the court, and they say they
Yes.
give away in
That's why
between.
sometimes they don't file complaints.
Yeah, they don't file complaints, or in the middle of the trial they settle it, or in the middle of the trial they withdraw it. They can't wait. I mean, they don't want the case to be passed on to their children, so they will better withdraw the case. So ultimately it boils down, I think the biggest legal challenge that you have is the legal system itself. If we can work on that, if all and I blame myself, part of this legal system as a lawyer. Lawyers have a big responsibility to tell the truth to the court, what is happening.
Yeah.
Right? Why do they misguide the court on certain points? Of course, they have to represent their clients, but as far as the court proceedings are concerned, they should play as fairly as possible for their clients and for the case itself, that they should do.
And if you could change one criminal law, what would that be?
I think the CRPC itself, the criminal procedure itself needs to be changed. Okay. The way the trial starts, the way the charge sheet is filed, the way the investigation is done, everything. You can stop a criminal trial just going in an appeal, in a quashing appeal, or if that doesn't satisfy, then you come to Supreme Court. So the whole, I think, the system of a trial should change. It should happen in 1 day or maximum 2 days. If there is a rape victim, you don't need to call her again and again. Let the cross examination take place the same day itself. How many questions can you ask? You can ask 500 questions in the same day. It can finish there, right?
And she's also going through a lot.
Through a lot. So I would say in a criminal justice system, speed is the most important. Exactly. And this is where our procedural laws hinder the whole trial that has taken place. And then there is a vicious circle, corruption that happens not only with investigation, at the prosecution level, at the trial level, at every level there is a corruption that happens. So we are a territory of lucky criminals, they will say. They are lucky that they did the crime in India. They let it take 10 years to finish. Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir. That was it for today. It was a great experience with Mr. Dinesh Jotwani. For more such videos, keep watching in NDPS English.
Thank you, Aditi.